Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims and all our favorite horror movies. And today we're looking at Talk to Me, which came out in 2023. So yeah, this movie is pretty damn good. Cast is everything. It's pretty damn good and shit. So basically, this movie is about this girl and shit that lost her mom, and she keep on having these visions and shit about her and shit. And you know, her dad is not any better either. He's just a piece of shit person. And then, you know, they play this game to where they got hold on to this hand and shit. It's like a bunch of weird shit happen. I really don't know. Can't explain it either, but I really fuck with this movie though. I ain't gonna lie. You know, sometimes it could be weird as shit. Some characters could be weird as shit. But all around, this movie is just pretty damn good. So yeah, and also, my bad about the break. If you didn't read my fucking community post, that's why y'all didn't have a kill count last week. But how many people died in this movie? Let's find out. And once again, let's get to the kills. The movie begins with this dude walking up to this party and shit and all that type of stuff. So yeah, anyway, he's looking around for his brother and shit, and nobody seems that he doesn't know where he's at. Then he finds out that he's in this room and shit like that. So yeah, anyway, bro is finna bust in there and shit, and he does it. Anyway, I guess bro just comes in there just to get him out of there and shit and stuff like that. So yeah, and he does that and stuff like that, walking him through the hallway and shit like that. So yeah, and then bro stabs him and shit, you know, his brother and shit like that. So yeah, and then bro just walks out and shit and just, you know, stabs himself in the eye and shit. So yeah, then we fade to black, then we get this title card, which title card just looks good. Now we cut to this mirror girl and shit like that. So yeah, anyway, we just found out that she just got done going to a funeral and shit, cause you know, one of her family relatives have died recently and shit. And now we cut to these two guys and shit where they're just chilling on the motherfucking sidewalk and shit, and then bro pulls out a cigarette out of fucking nowhere, acting like he's gonna smoke it or something. Anyway, Mia's on her way home and shit, you know, in this very good car ride and shit, until she notices that she done hit a deer and shit. So yeah, that freaks her out and shit and stuff like that. So yeah, it freaks her out to the point where she just gotta keep on staring at the shit. So yeah, and now they're back home and shit like that. Anyway, this is Riley's sister Jade and shit, which is currently right now just scrolling on her phone and shit. Then, you know, Riley comes in there and asks her, you know, did they see this fucked up video that they made? Then Mia goes to go hang out with Riley and shit, and then I guess they're just talking and shit and stuff like that. So yeah, and I guess now she goes to go talk to bro mom and shit. Now they're at this place and shit where we meet more characters and shit and all that type of stuff. So yeah, anyway, they're all just chilling her and shit. Now she gets strapped up to play this little game that they gotta play and shit, and then bro gets down and shit to tell her the rules and shit, and then I guess she understands the shit, and then they get started and shit where she has to grab his damn hand, and then something will happen, and I guess she realizes that this hand is real deal, like we ain't doing no fucking around playing here or not. She attempts it again and shit, you know, holding this damn hand long until she gets some type of weird ass reaction from it. Then, you know, her whole world starts spinning around and shit where she stays like this and shit. But don't worry though, she eventually snaps out of this shit when, you know, bro keeps snapping in her face and shit. And then now she's telling everyone in the room and shit how she really enjoyed that experience. So yeah, later that night Riley goes to, you know, go sleep with Mia and shit. At least he's on his way there and shit. And now they're there and shit, where they just stay up all night talking and shit and all that type of shit. And then the next day they go out to see Haley and shit and all that type of stuff to talk about some other shit. And then bro just comes there to their house and shit and all that type of stuff. So yeah, anyway, she closes the door and shit to go up there into their room and shit and asking if there's a party or some shit. Anyway, later that night they're ready to play this damn game again and shit. And who's the you know, the hand contestant or whatever is this guy Daniel and shit. So yeah, anyway, I guess they finna get the shit started and shit. So yeah, anyway, I guess bro first attempt and shit, they all record and shit like that. So yeah, and then bro just starts wigging the fuck out and shit, and so, you know, his face starts doing all this bunch of weird shit. And then that's when bro just starts touching all over himself and shit, doing a bunch of weird shit. So yeah, and also being gay with it too, but no diddy. You know what, they're all freaked out at first and shit when bro first get up and shit. Then bro is pissed off at them for, you know, I guess them not helping him or something. Bro walks out and they're pissed off. Then her dumb ass just wants to try it again for no damn reason. Then we get a whole ass big ass montage scene and shit of, you know, them just doing this shit. So yeah. Then Riley comes back in and shit, cause you know he wants to touch the hand. At first they say no and shit, but until, you know, they only got 50 seconds to do it, so they said fuck it, might as well let bro do it. And I guess bro been thinking about it and shit, and he said he regretted it right before he fucking started. So yeah, that's pretty damn dumb. Bro and Mia is just talking about some other shit right before. Anyway, bro just starts flying across the back of the goddamn room and shit for no damn reason. Then Mia just get up and walks out for some damn reason. Too freaked out or nothing, but she never decides to turn around, not at all, even with all that shit going on in that fucking room. Then Mia goes home and shit just to hear her dad start yapping about a bunch of other shit. Meanwhile, Jade and her mom is at the hospital checking on bro and shit. So yeah, anyway, she just looks through there and shit, and then, you know, his mom pops up at her and shit just to make her feel bad about it and talking shit as well. Anyway, Mia is driving to Daniel's house and shit and all that type of stuff. So yeah, anyway, they get there and just fall the fuck out on the bed and shit, cause you know, you gotta be tired for after all that shit. Then she has a dream or something about, you know, them getting together or some shit. Then she has visions of her mom, you know, just getting killed out of nowhere, so I'll count her too. So there you go, y'all. Then she just wakes up just to see some random shit on the fucking ground. Wait until it cuts to that scene. So yeah, there you go. I don't know what the hell that is, but yeah, that's what's in this movie though, so deal with it. And then, you know, she just keep on having these mom visions and shit, thinking that she keeps talking to her and shit. Anyway, Riley just starts going crazy and shit, because I guess he's still affected by that damn hand. Then they all get on the train and shit to go some damn where. I don't know where though, and I don't know why either. And then I guess she's just talking shit to me and shit, because, you know, that shit is wrong though, but, you know, everyone just keep on talking that hot shit though. And now they're back at the hospital and shit and all that type of stuff. So yeah, then her world starts spinning around again and shit. Then she sees a bunch of all this shit and shit. And then she kicks the hand away, so I guess it can stop doing whatever that's doing and shit. Then she finally go back home to talk to her dad once again and shit and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty damn good and shit. Then they just hug and sitting in front of the goddamn living room and shit. So yeah, and then at the end, she thinks she see her mom and shit, you know, talking to her and shit and all that type of stuff, while she's getting strangled by this fake ass dad right here and shit. See, that's a ghost or some shit. Then, you know, she used them scissors to stab bro and shit. So yeah, I'll count his ass doing everything. Then she, you know, she gets back on the phone with her and shit and all that type of shit. So yeah, and you know, we got to her and shit and all that type of shit. So yeah, and then, you know, the movie ends with her just staying right there with these group of people and shit, you know, trying to get this curse off of her for good. How many people died in this very okay movie? Let's find out, and let's get to the numbers. By my account, 3 people died in this movie. The victims included, you know, 2 male and 1 lady. So yeah, I hope you guys like Blueberry, because yeah, that's how this pie chart looks. And hey, well, hopefully you guys like Blueberry, okay? With a runtime of 94 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 31.3 minutes. I'll get the golden chainsaw for coolest kill. So I guess that's out of stuff in the eye, cause yeah, Dharma Shade for lady skill. Could go to, you know, the mom just being shown that she was dead. But that's it though. This shit came out in 2023, and hey, I would suggest you go watch it, do everything like that, and yeah, next week, shit, I don't know what the hell we covering, but don't worry, you'll find out next week. But until then, this has been the Kill Count. Thank you guys so much for watching today's Kill Count and stuff like that. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I got a new phone. So yeah, on me. If you didn't know, the last phone I had, yeah, it got fucked up. I don't know what the hell happened to it. So yeah, that's why y'all didn't get a video last week. So yeah, hope you guys understand that. But yeah, be good people.